deadly police shooting that sparked outrage and a series of protests in Sacramento. 22-year-old Stephon Clark was killed after officers fired at him 20 times in his grandmother's backyard. According to an independent autopsy, he was hit 8 times. Officers thought Clark had a gun on him, but he only had a cell phone. These past 3 weeks have been extremely tough for Clark's family. Here's Clark's aunt talking about the family's struggle in the wake of the shooting.
Every single day, there is a child that looks just like Stevante, who is running around here, who looks half crazy to the world, but you don't know the damage that's done inside.
Powerful words there, and that message resonated with a lot of people in the Sacramento community, many of whom are still hurting after the death of Stephon Clark. There's been a lot of attention on his brother, Stevante, who at times has behaved in an unusual way. Now African-American leaders in the Sacramento community are trying to turn the conversation toward mental health.
Fox 40's Ken Masenchi joins us live in studio now with more on what they're doing, Ken.
Yeah, that clergy and mental health professionals, they've created what they call a safe black space in direct connection to that plea that you heard from Clark's aunt last week. In their first meeting today, they work to promote healing and call attention to the symptoms of PTSD that many may be encountering but are unable or unwilling to seek help for.
The outburst at City Council, latching on to Reverend Al Sharpton at his brother's funeral. Stevante Clark's pain for the loss of his brother Stephon has been difficult to watch.
We recognized that we were seeing something that other people were feeling where they just didn't get to express it that way and wouldn't express it that way.
Trauma has been apparent in the weeks since Clark was shot and killed by Sacramento police.
Does this look like a gun?
No justice!
Through the protests, the rallies, the anxiety and rage, there lies what can be identified as symptoms of PTSD for many in the community.
You can be impacted whether you were there or not. Witnessing, rewatching the live feeds of the shooting over and over again, or the news media coverage of everything that's happening can be very triggering for people.
Today at Unity of Sacramento, local clergy and mental health professionals introduced Safe Black Space, a chance for African Americans faced with PTSD to express and be understood, a chance for healing to begin in a family atmosphere.
Part of that safety was saying this is for us, by us.
We're very focused on justice for Stephon Clark, but it's so important that we have some self-care, and this is a part of that, so that you can't give from an empty well, and so this is the giving back to the self.
Dozens of people attended the closed session, opening up to others who share a desire to heal and shed the stigma that can come from the term PTSD.
It felt like just a really great way to release a lot of emotions and pain and sadness I've been feeling.
And being able to be in this space where you're allowed to deal with that trauma in a safe, productive way, I think that gives you even more momentum to continue to fight.
Everyone agrees that fight will continue, but now the fight will include taking the trauma on together instead of acting like it isn't there.
I think we've been taught to fear each other, but we haven't been taught how to hear each other. And so if we are taught how to hear each other, we can heal each other.
The event organizers said they were encouraged by the amount of people who came seeking help and plan to have more opportunities soon. Now, if you feel like you might be suffering from PTSD, Dr. Hagen says to pay attention to how you're feeling. If you're anxious, if you're constantly thinking about the shooting, or if it brings back traumatic situations in your own life, could be a sign that it's time to seek help for PTSD. Joe, Alex.